My name is Jason. Welcome back to Professor Sports Cards. In these videos, I'm trying to bring you as much information, thoughts, slants, takes, news stories, card stories as possible in a 10 to 15 minute clip. So I'm going to venture off into a million different places right now, but it's for your benefit because it's a lot condensed in a short amount of time. The first story we have here, a $53,000 sale. That's what Team USA card, triple auto, has not been hit as far as everyone knows. No report yet. But the one of one gold card was hit. This is just it looks like the base version of the card, but it's gold one of one. And it sold for 53 grand through, I believe, Golden. The sale was on September 28th, 2024. And if we look forward, we can see sales of packs still on eBay, and it's been hard for me to find. Here are some that happened, I don't know, a week or two ago, ranging between $1,600 and $2,000. And then I found one for sale at a buy it now for $3,700. And then finally, there's one on auction that ends in 4 days. So as you're seeing this in the morning, 3 days, it's currently at $2,000. I'm very curious to know what that sells for. So I don't know, this video will release Thursday or Friday morning. So Monday morning when I make my next video, I'll definitely include that. If it's already at $2,000, $2,025, it's going through Probstein Auctions. It's here on eBay. It's going to sell for double that, I would assume, at least. I mean, so many sales, so many bids come in at the end. It's already at $2 grand. That'll be interesting. And again, the buy it now is for $3,700. So it probably won't go over that because anyone could just buy that instead. If it does go over that, this 3,700 one will get gobbled up. Interesting. It's a story to continue to follow. On that note, before we leave this card, there's been a fake eBay post or listing. It also had how many bids? It's hard to see it. On this picture, it looks like 0, but it says it's at 2,000, so maybe nobody's foolish enough to bid. But yeah, it's a fake post. I assume this is taken down by now. People are idiots. That's it. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, you see it on the screen as well. I think that says 0 bids. Yeah, which is thank goodness. But anyways, interesting stories to follow that card. In a past video just recently, I mentioned how PSA is tacking on more fees. There's a lot of content out about that, as well as I mentioned, like, they're sending more coupons kind of through email to try to entice you to use the service. And my thoughts on that were, you know, they must be losing a little business and they need to make up for that. And so they're trying to get your business with coupons, and they're tacking on fees to counteract everything. One day they won't send the coupons. Anyways, it does show here, who is this? Sports Card Dad made a video. Sports card grading numbers dropped for the first time in 2 years. About time. I mean, duh. How can it stay at the rate it was? And I only expect that to continue to go down. They were at crazy high numbers. I mean, just crazy high numbers. I don't see how it's sustainable. If we don't see the numbers trickle down over the next 6 months, year, 2 years, I have a hard time believing any of the numbers. And there's so much misinformation, so maybe, again, I'm being cynical, but it only makes logical sense that these numbers continue to trickle down. And based off the business formula of adding fees, sending coupons, it does make sense that business is trickling down a little bit.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
Shift gears. A video by Dan the Cardman. It put me down a rabbit hole. Upper Deck, and not just Upper Deck, all sorts of card companies find themselves in lawsuit after lawsuit over trademark infringement, theft, copyright. It's a rabbit hole. It really is. Penny Sleeves and Top Loaders. I forget the company. I'm going to say it wrong. The company that I don't have any next to me is suing the other company because the product is, I mean, it's just, there's so many different. So Upper Deck just recently, 2 weeks ago, they filed a lawsuit. 2 weeks ago, Upper Deck filed a lawsuit against Adrian blah, blah, blah. And it looks like the lawsuit has to do with theft. And if we continue to look in as I went forward, the investigation allegedly revealed an unconcealable amount of employee theft. UD Upper Deck allegedly obtained text messages showing the defendant was secretly selling Upper Deck product. In this next post that you'll see up here, it shows that they found one PayPal transaction from one buyer that was over $60,000. That was sold in June to August of 2024. So Dan the Card Man did a video on this. He says $500,000 stolen. Basically, this dude got hired. Immediately as he got hired, he starts stealing these, I don't know, redemption cards, possibly. I could be wrong on that one. Big cards, $1,000 cards, tens of thousands of dollars of cards, big high-end cards. And he wasn't selling them through eBay. He was selling them through back channels, personal sales. And this dude's probably going to jail. $500,000. People, I mean, I guess, it's crazy how the money, when people, that dude that, the Fire art, what was it, music festival, it was on, a great documentary on Netflix, one on Hulu. He's out of jail. He did his time. He ripped off so many people. He was in jail for a year or two. I mean, good for you serving your time and pay, but he's right back to his ways. And so maybe this guy won't get that much jail time. Who the hell knows? But $500,000, Upper Deck in that lawsuit. Upper Deck, as I was doing this, finds himself in another lawsuit. This one's a bit bigger. Here, the court begins with a recap of the facts. Pivot produced at least $5 million worth of Marvel e-packs, and it alleges that an employee stole $750,000 worth of the packs. This is a different lawsuit. And moving on, you'll see here, Upper Deck argues that will cause customer frustration and damage to Upper Deck's brand, all because Pivot did not secure its e-packs. Who the hell knows what's going on here? All I know is it sounds like Upper Deck has his hands full with lawsuits instead of sports cards. This guy, who is it? Paul Lesko. I don't have a Twitter. I went down his rabbit hole. He does a good job of covering all things card lawsuit wise, and it's quite a rabbit hole if you want to go down it. All right, this is my favorite part of the video. It's less newsy and more how I feel. I'm a huge NBA fan forever. I consider myself an NBA historian. I'm collecting every basketball player's rookie card ever to play. The cutoff's 500 games, which is technically 6 seasons, even if they're on the bench. What do I need? A guy in the collection that played 2 years on the bench, played 4 games? I guess. I'm not saying no to those. And there's already thousands of players, and I have quite a bit of it. I'd say I'm 70%, 80% there. I'm close. It's getting closer. Anyways, in my opinion, there's about 10. I didn't even mean to do 10. I landed on 10 vintage NBA players that are worth collecting, and after that, it's a huge drop-off. You know what? I left off Oscar Robertson on this list. I'd add it to this list. So there's 11. I didn't take his card here. We're going to go through them now. We're going to go kind of chronologically. So 1957 Topps is the first year Topps made basketball cards. Bill Russell only has 2 years of cards. He has the 57 Topps and the 61 Fleer. There's 2 cards in 61 Fleer. So he has 3 cards total from his playing days. You can get the 61 stuff a little cheaper if you can't afford a 57 rookie like me. But here we have a PSA 4 selling for $4,000. This card is very rare. There's not a lot produced. It's the first year Topps made basketball cards. This card is going to do nothing but appreciate over time. PSA 9 or 10 sells for hundreds of thousands, if not $1 million plus. Let's keep it moving. That same year, Bob Cousy. So Cousy and Russell won tons of titles with the Celtics. Russell won 11 total. I don't think Cousy won that much. I'm going to say 6. Could be wrong. Again, very rare. It's from the first year, and Cousy's similar to Bill Russell, where I don't think he has a card in the 1969 Topps. I'm collecting that set. Also very close. I think I need like 10 more cards. It's a 100-card set. I have the Kareem. I just bought the Walt Frazier rookie. Not to get too far in the weeds, but these are the first 2 players. Bill Russell, no-brainer. 11 titles. Speaks for itself. Boston. A lot of money up there in the Northeast. It makes sense. Again, Bob Cousy. So far we're at 2 legends. I'm going to argue that there's only a handful of NBA vintage players. I'm going to go up until 1981. That's when Topps stopped. There was the gap, and then 86 is when Jordan starts. And there's a lot of other players because there was no cards, and basketball started to be national televised more. NBA became a way bigger thing. So I'm going previous 1980, basically. So let's keep it moving. John Havlicek, another Celtic. This is his rookie card from 1969. Currently, it's way undervalued. It's not quite as rare as that stuff from 57 or 1961 is the only other brand of NBA cards, Fleer, up until 69. So the 69 stuff is kind of similar to the 86 Fleer with the Jordan and Olajuwon and Barkley rookie. So Havlicek, so far we got 3 Celtics. Celtics dominated in the NBA. Who was the Celtics' main competition? Well, Wilt Chamberlain was one of them. He had the 100-point game. His numbers are Babe Ruth-like. And the further we go, he is very similar. He has more cards than Bill Russell and Bob Cousy. His rookie card is from 61 Fleer. Then he has then they didn't make another set till 69. So 8 years of playing days where he didn't have a card. So 69, I think he goes up until about 73. I don't think he played in 73, but he has a card from 73. So 69, 70, 71, 72, 73. 5 years plus the 61. He has 6 or 7 total cards. And there might be a couple sets where he has, 2 cards in the set, as it is in 61. He has like an inaction card. So now we have Bill Russell, Bob Cousy, John Havlicek, and Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain, Elgin Baylor. You could argue he doesn't belong on the list. You could argue he's actually in his card price. Well, in a PSA 5, it's $800. It's from 61 Fleer, which is very rare. One of the first sets all time. The first time Fleer makes a set. They don't make another one till 86. He's not as big as a name as the other guys on this list. Bob Cousy, you could argue too, but Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, huge names. John Havlicek, you could say is maybe not as big a name, but in the NBA history, in the NBA world, yes, Havlicek. And I think Elgin Baylor too, you can make arguments they're lower on the totem pole than some of these other guys I'm going to list. Jerry West is next up. He was with the Lakers with Elgin Baylor. Him and Wilt Chamberlain finally win a title for the Lakers. Elgin Baylor retires that year, I believe. This is from 61 Fleer. So all the stuff we've seen so far is old. This is from the very beginning of NBA cards, as if you were collecting 1900s baseball tobacco cards. They're not as rare as the tobacco cards, or maybe they are. It's not as rare as the Honus Wagner, but you can see here in a PSA 5, there's only 264. They're in low copy, and Jerry West, one of those players like Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, that doesn't have a ton of cards. He has his rookie card here in 61. I sound redundant, but they didn't print it till 69. That's 8 years of playing time. He did not have a card printed. Now we get to the big boy. Kareem, Wilt, Bill Russell, maybe Jerry West, but it seems like those three, the 3 big men. Kareem won 6 NBA championships. He won 6 MVPs. All-time scoring leader up until recently when LeBron broke it. I mean, Kareem is a G. Just amazing. One of the best, if not the best, college basketball player of all time. His rookie card holds a premium. It shows in the price. His 69 PSA 6 is $2,500. He was a true rookie around that time. I don't know if it was 68, 67, 69, somewhere in there. So almost, he has a lot of cards. Normally only 1 card a set. But from 69 up until 87, 88. Yeah, I think 88. I don't think he has an 89 hoops card. So 88, I believe. I mean, over 69 to 88. 20 years of cards. Plenty of cards to go out there and collect. Some more rare than others. But the rookie card, if you have some money, go buy the autograph rookie card. That's where it's at with all these cards. Next up, really the Dunk King up until recent when Dunks just got transformed. Guys like Vince Carter, Jason Richardson before him. Sean Kemp. Dominique Wilkins, but Dr. J added flair. He changed how basketball was played. Amazing player. He spent a lot of his career, or some of his career, in the ABA. A must-have rookie card, and he's one of the guys, one of the 10 or 11 that belong on the vintage list. This is the last of it, and I would include Oscar Robertson. I might put his card next to me, might not. I can't think of anyone else I missed. Oscar Robertson was the triple-double machine. He belongs on the list, one of the best point guards all time. And then you go up to 1980, where Larry Bird and Magic Johnson are on the same rookie card as Dr. J. I can even make the argument Bird and Magic don't have a lot of cards. They have the 80 card where they're together. They have the 81. Then there's not cards made till 86, and both of them retired by 90, 91, 92. I think they have a couple cards in between there. But they retired early. They only played 10 or 11 seasons. 4 or 5 of those seasons, there's no cards being printed. And that's it. Those are the big guys up until 86 who were just, and I left out some people. Moses Malone, Rick Barry, George Gervin, Wes Unseld. These are Hall of Fame great players when you really dissect NBA history. I don't know if they're ever going to hold the sway vintage cards. They just don't. Wes Unseld's never going to pop. Maybe someone like George Gervin with the finger. Wes Unseld, I believe, won 2 MVPs. I mean, just a stud, undervalued, underrated. Moses Malone, again, on that up there with Wes Unseld. Great players. I don't think that their cards are ever going to be sought after like the players I just mentioned. There's really only 10 or 11, you could argue maybe 20, that really matter in vintage NBA. And then I'm going to say, we'll quickly go through it. Jordan has the 86 rookie. Barkley has the rookie. Olajuwon has the rookie that year. Malone. I'm leaving out tons of people. I didn't put Drexler. You have in the 87 and 88, you have Dennis Rodman rookie, John Stockton. John Stockton is the all-time assist leader and all-time steals leader. The further you remove, you look at stats and things like this. I mean, that's incredible. Incredible. I'm leaving out Scottie Pippen and many other names. Then you get to early 90s with Shaq. But vintage basketball, go get some of those guys. Put some of those players in your collection if you're into that stuff, because I think that is the most rare. It's hard to find. It's in demand. Price doesn't show it, but there's people that want that stuff. And right now the market on singles is low. I tried to bring you as much as I could in a short amount of time. I know I kind of focus on this basketball stuff heavy later, but that's really what I'm passionate about. Love cards as well. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you have not. As always, thank you for watching and have a great day.
Magic gave it up. He has Byron Scott open. The hole. Again, Magic looking to put a move on Jordan. The help came over, and Magic able now getting impatient. And Devos. Magic off the spin, able to find Magic spinning in. Off the shot clock, slowing the tempo down. Clock at 1, and Magic is able to convert.
What up, everybody? This is Robert Horry, a.k.a. Big Shot Bob, and you're watching Professional Sports Cards. Hey, by the way, go buy my rookie card.